So Manny Pacquiao would prefer to fight Marquez in China because of the high U.S. taxes. So Manny Pacquiao's chief advisor insisted Monday that the Filipino superstar's preference for his next bout, a fit fight against Marquez, to take place away from Las Vegas with the offshore Chinese gambling resort of Macau emerging as a favorite. So basically, what happened is the 39.6% tax rate Pacquiao would face if he were to fight again in the U.S. makes a fall bout in Vegas basically a no-go. Promoter Bob Arum is hopeful of arranging a fifth match between Pacquiao and Marquez in the fall, potentially on September 14th. And Arum's preference is for the fight to be at the MGM Grand in Vegas, which is his company's home base. But Arum says Pacquiao is balking at the additional money he'd lose to the government if the fight were held in Vegas. Arum said that Pacquiao would not have to pay taxes if the fight takes place in the casinos in either Singapore or Macau. And Manny can go back to Las Vegas and make 25 million, but how much of that will he end up with? So 15 million. That's what Arum said, and he said, furthermore, if he goes to Macau, perhaps his purse will only be 20 million, but he'll get to keep all of it, so he'll be better off. So while avoiding a huge tax bill would be beneficial for Pacquiao, wouldn't hurt Arum in terms of pay-per-view sales. Arum said a detailed review indicates that the pay-per-view bout emanating outside of North America would do about 50% fewer sales. Crazy, right? So with the numbers fifth Pacquiao-Marquez fight would generate, that is a staggering loss. Pacquiao-Marquez 4, in which Marquez knocked out Pacquiao in the 6th round, December 8th in Vegas. So 1.15 million on pay-per-view. The fifth fight figures to be at least as big, if not larger. With the 1.15 million sales, the gross revenue from pay-per-view bout would be 69 million. The cable and satellite companies which distribute the bout get half off the top, leaving 34.5 million to the promotional side. So a 50% cut would mean a decrease in revenue to the promotion of 17.25 million. And while Pacquiao seems set in basically preferring to fight in Asia because of taxes, Arum conceded that it hasn't been an issue for Marquez. One hasn't expressed the same concern about U.S. taxes that Manny has, Arum says. So Pacquiao's last 4 bouts and 10 of his last 12 have been in Vegas. And but they said that the Filipino congressman is unhappy with the tax increase. He's not eager to return. And so the thing about the D's is Pacquiao is going to be in the Philippines and vacationing in Israel too. So he said that they're going to begin discussing fight plans after that. But Macau's financial powers are extraordinary, actually. So the thing about that is that Macau's financial power is extraordinary, and Macau has emerged as the world's most lucrative gambling hotspot, with revenues that far outstrip those of Las Vegas, Nevada casino mogul Stephen Wen claimed recently that he now considers his chain of resorts as a Chinese company, not an American company, as the bulk of its income is derived from its 2 Macau properties. But it is said that Singapore is a viable alternative to Vegas in addition to Macau. They're talking about it this morning about where and when and against who they fight next. But one thing they agreed on is that taxes make Vegas a no-go, so you're a fighter up there risking your life in the ring, so you have to maximize what you're going to get out of it, So I know, people say Manny knows that he only has a certain number of fights left, maybe 1, maybe 2, 3, you don't know. So that means the priority change a little bit at this point around.